Imagine this. You're at a crossroads. One path leads to what you genuinely want, and the other leads to what others expect of you. You know where you want to go, but something pulls you towards the other path. That pull, seeking validation, is one of the most universal human experiences. But why does it have such power over us? Our need for validation is as old as humanity itself. In ancient times, being part of a group wasn't just a preference, it was a matter of survival. Being accepted meant protection, food, and safety. Being rejected, it could mean death. This is why we're hardwired to seek acceptance and approval from others. But fast forward to today, and survival isn't about tribes anymore. Yet, our brains haven't fully caught up. We still equate social approval with safety and rejection with danger. That's why a critical comment can sting so much. It triggers the same fight-or-flight response that our ancestors felt when they were cast out of a group. Think about social media for a moment. How often do you post something, only to check repeatedly for likes or comments? That little dopamine hit when someone reacts positively? It's addictive. Social media platforms are designed to exploit our need for validation, turning it into a never-ending loop. But here's the twist. The more we rely on others for validation, the more vulnerable we become. A single negative comment can outweigh 100 positive ones because we've outsourced our self-worth to others. When we live for external approval, we pay a hidden price. 1. Loss of authenticity. We stop being ourselves and start becoming what we think others want us to be. 2. Chronic anxiety, constantly wondering, what will they think? Creates an endless cycle of self-doubt. 3. Missed opportunities. Fear of judgment can keep us from taking risks or pursuing our true passions. Let's take a real-world example. Consider an artist who loves painting abstract pieces, but her audience prefers landscapes. Over time, she stops creating what she loves and starts producing only what sells. She might gain temporary approval, but at the cost of her artistic soul. Is that really a win? Here's a story to illustrate this. A young musician once dreamed of composing symphonies, but whenever he shared his work, people told him it wasn't mainstream enough. Eager to please, he changed his style, writing what he thought people wanted. For a while, he succeeded, gaining fame and fortune. But inside, he felt empty. One day, he decided to compose a piece just for himself, pouring his heart into it. To his surprise, it became his most celebrated work. The lesson? True greatness often lies in authenticity, not in chasing others' approval. Psychologists have studied this phenomenon extensively. One key insight: self-validation is a skill, not a trait. It's something we can cultivate. Self-compassion. Studies show that people who practice self-compassion, being kind to themselves, are less dependent on external validation. Growth mindset. Believing that your worth isn't fixed but can grow with effort can make you less vulnerable to others' opinions. Neuroscience also supports this. When we validate ourselves, our brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, creating a sense of inner security. In contrast, seeking external validation triggers the stress hormone cortisol, making us feel anxious and insecure. So, how do we escape this cycle of seeking validation? Pause and reflect. Whenever you make a decision, ask yourself, am I doing this because it aligns with my values, or because I want someone else's approval? Journal your wins. Keep a daily log of things you're proud of, no matter how small. Over time, this builds an internal source of validation. Practice self-affirmation. Each morning, Look in the mirror and remind yourself of one quality you admire about yourself. It might feel awkward at first, but it's powerful. Limit social media. Consider taking breaks or setting boundaries to reduce its impact on your self-esteem. Remember, breaking the habit of seeking external validation doesn't mean ignoring others completely. It's about finding balance, valuing feedback, but not letting it define you. Philosophy offers another lens. Thinkers like Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, believed that true freedom comes from focusing only on what we can control. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Seeking validation is often about trying to control how others perceive us, a futile effort. Instead, the Stoics encourage us to focus on living virtuously and authentically, letting go of what others think.